Ba-dum, ba-da-bum, bum, bum, ba-dum, ba-da-ba-ba-boo, ba-dum.
Patriarchy, in its wider definition, means the manifestation and institutionalization of male dominance over women and children, both in the family and in society in general. The patriarchal split carves wholes into halves, ranks the halves, and then devalues one of them. It splits us from ourselves, from each other, and from nature. It splits woman's spirit from her flesh, her mind from her body, her parts from the whole. One side of the split is considered good and valuable. One is bad and worthless. The patriarchal split. God, devil. Good, evil. Life, death. Heaven, earth, hell. Sacred, secular. Spirit, matter. Soul, body. Mind, body. Intellect, emotion. Man, woman. Strong, weak. Anger, tears. Hard, soft. Light, dark. Patriarchy splits the sacred from the secular and devalues the secular. Patriarchy splits life from death and devalues death, thus denying the cycle of birth, growth, death, and regeneration. Patriarchy splits our cultural archetypes, especially those of women. It splits man from woman and everything masculine from everything feminine, and then devalues the feminine. It splits so-called masculine independence from so-called feminine dependence and devalues dependence. It splits so-called masculine rationality from so-called feminine intuition and emotionality and devalues intuition, emotionality, and other ways of knowing. It makes men hard and strong and women soft and weak. Patriarchy convinces our minds that our bodies are an other, an object rather than the flesh and blood through which we live and breathe. It splits our spirituality from our sexuality and devalues our sexuality. It splits our kind, loving, quiet, life-giving selves from our raging, angry, screaming, life-withholding, struggling selves. It makes us lose a part of us that is real, authentic, essential. It names our rage craziness and strips us of the transformative power of our anger. Patriarchy splits women from women. It sets up a hierarchy of privilege based on class, race, sexual preference, ethnicity, age, and physical mental ability, and coerces women into splitting from other women in order to enjoy the spoils it offers. Patriarchy splits humans from the earth and the earth's creatures. It splits rational, controlled humans from wild animals and devalues animals and wildness. It splits man from earth and carnal woman from her natural cycles. It splits the earth as exploitable resource from the earth as sacred mother. Patriarchy uses splitting and devaluing to reproduce itself. It breeds a divided world which cries out for healing. It spawns misogyny as its worthy child, manifesting itself through the teachings of honoured philosophers and theologians in many cultures.
Violence in the community may have happened. If it did happen, we all think that we weren't the person who was subject of the violence, but the person who was, we are sorry for.
There was a very violent incident in our school community last week. A child was killed by someone very close to him in a violent domestic incident. It was all over the news. It was really hard to be a person in our community last week. We were devastated. And all of this was going on at the same time that there was a birthday celebration. And we tried to be joyful and hold our sadness in the space of a week. And now we are exhausted and drained. And we did a lot more crying than we have in a very long time last week. All of us, everyone at school, everyone at home. There are memorials. There's gatherings. There's a lot of people coming together because of this. We are taking our broken hearts and trying to make it into art.